I was reading a section of the Bible the other day. I don't remember which part it was. Some letter or epistle, something from the New Testament, I think. It came up on my phone's Bible app, so I dove into it. I was searching for some meaning, some insight, some revelation. I wanted to be inspired by an ancient truth. I wanted to glimpse the face of God hidden beneath the old words. But my eyes kept glazing over. My attention kept fading. I was bored. It seemed, that section that I was reading seemed to be a bureaucratic argument about the weekly operations of a faith community. It seemed like a church committee meeting on paper. In other words, it seemed like a painfully monotonous nightmare. I imagined it being written in a windowless, fluorescent-lit church basement room, yellowing folding chairs surrounding a rickety folding table, the smell of stale coffee and mildew mixing in the chilly air. I imagined niceties spoken to mask the undercurrent of frustration filling the souls of the volunteers. I imagined yellow legal pads and white easel pads and dried up markers and an agenda and someone asking about the Wi-Fi password again. Anyway, I was less than enthralled. I was underwhelmed. I was downright bored. A lot of the Bible is like this, Kafkaesque. Some scholars estimate that about 20% of the Bible is discussion about rules and laws and instructions, a nightmarish Google Doc of committee meeting minutes. They also suggest that somewhere between 10 to 15% of the Bible is genealogies and census records and just long lists of names, essentially ancient spreadsheets. Another 10 to 15% is just internal local church politics. And with no disrespect meant, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that the Quran and the Talmud, many Hindu writings and many Buddhist writings, they're all riddled with long lists of moral codes, slogging lists of procedures and policies, and legalistic details that read more like employee handbooks than the revelations of mystics and oracles. I'm sure some folks have tuned me out. I'm sure some folks find my banal analysis of truly sacred text to be questionable, if not downright offensive. I get it. But here's the turn. Stick with me. Buried beneath the bureaucracy is one of the most inspiring wonders of God's creation: cooperation. A massive amount of history's most sacred and worshipped writings is a reflection of the slow, grinding, and gritty beauty of togetherness. The divine lesson buried in the boring parts is that patience, cooperation, dialogue, engagement, more patience, compromise, pushback, frustration, and ultimately slow, painstaking progress. This is how the world was made. This is the hidden origin story that lies just beneath the text that glazes over my eyes and invokes immaculate yawns. The Bible is sometimes boring, and so sometimes is the hard work of relationships and building a peaceful world. The Bible is sometimes boring, and so sometimes is the hard work of staying in touch, of easing tensions in a local HOA meeting, of reaching out to invite people to lunches and coffees, of showing up at the community event or the school function. The Bible is sometimes boring, and so sometimes is the hard work of living together. Relationships are not all giggles and hugs. They're not always late-night phone calls and amazing trips and unforgettable moments, just like the Bible is not all burning bushes and water turning into wine and healings and miracles. Delight in the benign. Give praise to the long days. Make a joyful noise over the spreadsheet. See the Spirit flowing through the committee meetings' use of Robert's Rules of Order. Find the monotonous minutes to be a miraculous record of the boring and vital work of heaven building on earth. Let's end with a selected, riveting reading from the thrilling administrative annals of Ezra. Now these are the people of the province who came up out of the captivity. They came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Realiah. The whole assembly together was 42,360, besides their male and female servants, of whom there were 7,337. And they had 200 male and female singers. They had 736 horses, 245 mules, 435 camels, and 6,720 donkeys. May you find inspiration in these words. Amen. Hey, Between is about you. Take this message into your life this week and fill the space between you and every person you encounter with your sacred light. My favorite church is the space between people, even if it's sometimes boring. Now go with God's love and create the church between.